everybody. Welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset. It's Wednesday, and I'm on the campus of Oakland High School. We're approaching Game 8. I've got with me the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, head coach Kevin Creasy. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good, Stuart.
Well, right before we went on the fall break, you loaded up, got the Patriots out, got the program out, let them run, and came away with a big victory against the Single Stars, which is a region opponent, and just brings you one step closer to getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, real proud of our guys, the way they responded to playing on a Thursday. That's a little different. So we played on Thursday and took care of business. And I thought our offense, defense, special teams, all three did really well. And then gave them some time off and came back and practiced a couple days. And now we're getting ready for another region game.
Had the opportunity to sit in here for the last 45 minutes and go through a video session with the what you call the skill guys, and the first thing that jumps out to me as you're going over the film and explaining what is going on and what the duties are, it's all about just little things, the little things that make a play. You're only to go 5 yards. I didn't tell you to go 11. Mm-hmm. You are you're too far out. If you don't catch the ball and you turn, but if you get too wide when you turn, you're going to miss the touchdown. Yeah. How many little things like that do you have to go? I mean, especially it's this time of year though. You're really focused. You do all the time, but more so right now.
Yeah, everybody's got film on you. They know your strengths, your weaknesses. They know your go-to guys and stuff like that. So you got to break a tendency every now and then. You got to go in and pay close attention to the little small details. So details are important, and there's a lot involved in a football play that people don't realize a lot of times. But there are a lot of small little intricacies that you got to correct and always be paying attention to. And so hopefully our guys got something out of it.
Well, and also just waiting. You have to wait, like you told. It's 1,001, not another second. He's going to count to 1, then you're going to spin, then the ball's going to be there. Or if you wait, you got to wait just a second before you take off. It'll be there. A lot of kids are just real anxious, and you talked about countless times. Got to catch the ball. It's going to be worth it. Go ahead and catch it and take the hit. Don't worry about the yak.
Yeah, there's a lot of 7-on-7 out there. We do perimeter and. You get tagged off on, well, that's a little different Friday night. So you're going to get, not only are you not going to be wide open, you're going to have to catch in traffic, and sometimes you're going to take a big hit, but, you're going to get hit anyway, you might as well catch it.
Yeah, and get the 12 yards, because you said most of all, the first down is the most important thing, and then because that kid continues to keep the drive alive.
No doubt.
So as you head in and you got the last 3 games that are in front of you, right now, what besides the little things, besides just making sure your guys are on time, and I notice some of the other players were wearing out, even some of the starters showing up late to the field meeting and not being here on time, and the importance of that. And I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, you had a football team that not one player was ever late, and just how important that was. That team was a state champion team.
Yeah, no doubt, and they're acting like instruction seems to be an issue. Instruction is an issue around here. There's a lot of barriers you got to walk around, but they need to walk a little faster. They need to get here on time, and like I said, they're missing valuable film time. We only got a allotted amount of time we can watch it, so we need to make sure they're paying attention to what we got planned to do against Coffee County, and like I said, hopefully that carries over to the practice field, and then the practice field carries over to Friday night. And
also just the variations as you went through each play. You talked about 2 or 3 other plays that could possibly come out of that play. We'll switch it, run it to the left. You won't throw it to the halfback this time. You're going to throw us. It's this, as you taught me earlier. It's the same formation, Stork. I'm just going to get the ball to another guy at the point of attack.
Yeah, we try to make things look similar. A lot of things need to look similar. We try to make, those guys on defense have to think a little bit on their feet, and there's just a small amount of time where they got to read and react, and then of course we got to respond to how they react. So hopefully we can get our timing down. Like I said, had a few days off, and hopefully we're trying to get our timing back with our quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, all that stuff, and hopefully we'll have it fixed by Friday.
And also let you look underneath the hood here on that one thing, and that is that you had your best defense in there. And you're running your offense and saying, watch, he's going to come up and commit. He's going to make the move, or he's going to do something. You don't have your second string in there. You've got your first string, and you're running your first string offense, get that first string defense. And what you're trying to do is let them know a first string defensive guy will make the same mistake on Friday night as one of our guys. We're going to fool him on this one and make him come up or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. We don't do a lot of that, but sometimes we go best on best. And, it's good to have 11 good ones against 11 other good ones. And, it's a whole lot better than the scout team. Those guys on defense, they read their keys and they do, what they're supposed to do as far as reaction and how they're going to respond to certain keys. And so, it's big for us.
It's going to be real important Friday night to load up, go play 48 minutes under a waxing gibbous and go over to Coffee County. But most of all, after Friday night, there'll be 14 days left in the season, 2 games, and both of them are just ginormous down the road. I don't want to look ahead, but you definitely are going to take on 2 of the biggest ones here toward the end.
Yeah, like I said, we got 2 region games. That's what we're focused on. We got 2 region games that we have to win. We talk about must wins. Week 9, I think, is Ravenwood undefeated, and that's going to be a big game for both fan bases. But ultimately, Ravenwood's got a big game the next week against Brentwood. We got a big game the next week against Riverdale. So we got to both win our region games. And Coach Hester will tell you the same thing. We love playing against each other. Our kids are going to love competing against each other. But ultimately, 2 out of the next 3 weeks, we got region games, and those are must wins.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad you're playing this game because I know both of you, if you have success, what's the number one thing happens? Well, you got to fill out a contract the following year. You can't find nobody that wants to play you. You end up having to drive about 400 or 500 miles just to get a game, and it's just, it's unbelievable that, Coach Hester realizes one thing. He's setting it 7-0. And possibly could be 8-0 coming into the game next Friday night, coming over here to Ray Hughes Stadium. But at the same time, he is a firm believer, and he knows if he don't get that team battle tested before he hits the playoffs, you can very easily go out the first round rolling in on a less vigorous opponent, and it's happened, and you've seen it happen even in your coaching career.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys out there that have really good records that hadn't played anybody, and they may pay a price in the playoffs. Coach Hester's always scheduled hard opponents. He opened up with Alcoa, for crying out loud. But I guarantee you that this week he's not thought twice about the Patriots. He's worried about Franklin because it's a region game.
Yep.
And then, of course, the next week he's got Brentwood. So, like I said, we all got to take care of business this week, and he's not looking ahead, we're not looking ahead.
Well, he's held the gold ball, you've held the gold ball. Both of you know the route to get there, and there's certain things you just do and certain things you just don't do, Coach, and that's just right. Part of it, Well, anything you want to say to faculty, staff, and administration as you get ready to load up to go to Manchester, Tennessee?
Yeah, love the support we had at home against Siegel. Had a lot of fans there, had a lot of students section there. Need to take the show on the road. We need to show up at Coffee County and support these guys that work so hard. Get this thing rolling on the second half of the season.
All right, guys, load up and get out of town early. Murfreesboro traffic is a complete mess right now. So get out of town early, get over to Manchester to Coffee County. That kickoff's at 7 o'clock, and y'all be there.